Boys and girls, we've been studying the work of Miss Mary Blair, an artist that worked for Disney on several different productions that they had made, both rides and books that they produced as a company, Disney. And they were used at Disneyland and Disney World and all over the world where they have Disney. So we have the book Cinderella and the book Alice in Wonderland. And here is Miss Mary Blair herself working on one of her paintings and sketches for It's a Small World. And you can see all of the details in her castles and in her buildings. And if you go on this ride at Disneyland or Disney World, you'll find that they have characters, they have these buildings that are painted, and it makes you feel like you're going into this Wonderland boat ride. It's a Small World. So, boys and girls, we are going to be using dice to determine what types of drawings we're going to be adding within our castle. So, let's make sure that you go back to these pages in the video. You're going to have to stop the video and take a look at these as you roll the dice. So, you can see they're all different parts of a castle. I'm going to first start with the shapes of the castle. And I'm beginning with these long, narrow rectangles that I can change the width of them and I can change the height of them. And I'm going to do that right now. I have a really narrow spire. I'm going to have a wider spire over here on the right hand side. I'd like you to have at least 4 or 5 of them. And now we're going to be using that dice. So I'm going to first start with just taking each of the spires and dividing them into spaces that I can add designs using my dice. So the dice is going to help me draw all the spires I'm going to be using. And I can have any size of dice that I'd like to have. I have a pretty large dice, and as I roll it, if I roll number 1, I'm going to draw one of the spires that are located in number 1 on the sheets that you saw earlier in the video. So you're going to have to go backwards on the video and take a look at the different types of spire designs. And I'm sketching those out. So I'm rolling the dice for each one, and I'm adding those details like a flag and all of those other details on my spire. And now I'm moving along to the next step of adding windows, doors, and designs. Again, we're going to be using the dice for it. So go back to the video in the section for windows, doors, and designs. And every time you roll a dice, you'll have. So boys and girls, here we are again. I'm adding a few more of these designs as I go along. Each time I'm rolling the dice to discover a new design. And I'm looking at that worksheet that I gave you in the video earlier as I roll the dice. And I'm going to just finish this off and add my name to it, and then I'm going to have a castle. We'll add some color next week. Can't wait to see you then.